So my name is Michael, and I'm for the affirmative that we're trying to ban child beauty pageants under the age of 13, not 16 like the negative said. So first off, my inherency claim, that's my inherency claim on how the regulations need to be set on the U.S. pageant, because the laws that regulate child education pageants are a relatively ungoverned program. Since the child pageants are a private group, the government can't set regulations to help make it more safe for the children. There was actually just a recent law implemented in child pageants that required a birth certificate. So before this law was implemented, the parents would enter their children that were older into the younger age groups, just so they would look more poised. Child contestants are not considered working, so pageants are exempt from federal child labor laws. They also have different rules, but Lindsay Lieberman, the author of the Protecting Pageant Princesses, a call for statutory regulations of child beauty pageants, excuse me, argues that there should be regulations on how child beauty pageants are run because the effects on children could be negative and damaging. In her article, Lieberman touches upon the points that concern the lifestyles that children who compete in pageants have going on while competing, such as stress and anxiety, as well as problems they will have later on in the future, such as lowered self-esteem and battling eating disorders. My significance claim is about how beauty pageants are sexualizing and affecting the psychological well-being of the children when they become teens and adults. We're going to start with glitz pageants. The young contestants wear a lot of makeup, and the price tags for some of the dresses run from $1,500 to actually $12,000. And like Robert said, the entry fee is just a little bit. It's nothing compared to the amount they're spending when they could be spending that money towards education or after-school activities for the child. According William Pins of a clinical psychological institute and president of the Family Institute at Northwestern University said, being a little Barbie doll says your body has to be a certain way and your hair has to be a certain way. In girls particularly, this can unleash a whole complex of destructive self-experiences that can lead to eating disorders and all kinds of body distortions in terms of body image. Child beauty pageants have been around since the 1960s, and the categories they were judged upon were capability, poise, perfection, confidence, and all these, if the contestant had it, the judge called it the complete package. Judging children based on this can cause serious psychological issues when they reach adolescence. And Martina Cartwright, PhD, says for the girls that do develop image obsessions, appears that a hypercritical environment of their youth produces a drive towards the unattainable goal of physical perfection. It's also known as the princess syndrome, so they'll never be able to reach that perfect state that their parents strive for them to be. There's actually been scant research conducted to see if former pint-sized beauty pageants are more likely to suffer from eating disorders, but a small study in 2005 shows that former childhood beauty pageant contestants had higher rates of body dissatisfaction. The major reason why there are a lot of issues pertaining to beauty pageants because of the no government regulations. Is making the children psychologically unstable, and it's apparent because there's actually physical harm being done. In one case, there was an outbreak of pink eye because the same makeup was used in all the children. Without these groups being regulated, there is going to be more immediate harm. Robert brought up proxy distortion. That's how the parents are living through the children. If there's children that are only 18 months and can barely form sentences or anything like that, could just right when they begin to sit up, they actually make them rehearse songs and lines, and and how could they possibly make that decision at 18 months, you know, what they want to do, and if it's harming them, then we should not be doing it. We should be adopting France's, or we should be modifying France's claim. They made a law that banned child beauty pageants under the age of 16, and if you were associated with them, you'd get fined $40,000. They brought up the issue of TV images and how they aren't that big of a deal, but there's a quote that says TV images have a huge impact on little girls. The type of images they internalize about is normal, so when all these little girls see about these glitch pageants, they're gonna think it's normal. So, all in all, we want to use the same format as France to regulate children beauty pageants for children under the age of 13. The fine will cost up to $40,000 and be up to 2 years in prison.